Welcome back, guys, or if you're new to my channel, this is Automotive Anonymous, and I'm currently driving a 2025 Subaru Outback Touring XT. That's a mouthful. It's even in the color called Cosmic Blue Pearl, so there's a lot of bits of information, a lot of things that you guys might be interested if you are considering one of these. But first of all, you should know that I actually own Subarus. I've had an Outback Wilderness for almost 3 years, so I have a lot of seat time in the Outbacks. I've driven a lot of these, and what's different about the Touring XT? And if you like Subaru, the Outback, or my video, please consider liking my video. That smock to kindness really goes a long way in helping me know you want to watch more stuff like this, but it also helps you by having YouTube choose to show you more stuff like this. Thank you. Well, this is the highest trim level. There's 9 trim levels. This is also the last year of the current generation because for 2026, there's going to be a new generation Outback. At least that's what we know so far with the information that Subaru has given us. The legacy is also disappearing after this year, and this wagon, with 8.7 inches of ground clearance and being about 16 feet long, it's actually built off of the 16-foot long Subaru Legacy. But this is really good. This is a really good use of your space. You have huge reclining back seats. You have about 33 cubic feet of cargo capacity behind the second row, or about 75 if you lower the second row. It does a lot of things really well. It's basically as fast as a WRX, which I'll show you here. It doesn't corner like one as we go around this corner at about 20 miles an hour. There's a lot of mass, a lot of weight, being about 3,900 pounds. When you get up to speed, it pulls, it's smooth. The CVT actually does a really good job of integrating the power to this without making it feel too raw and aggressive like you might want in an enthusiast car, but not in your mildly luxurious off-road wagon. I just hit a bump. It really didn't feel like a whole lot. And driving around the country today, this is a really nice place to be. With the Java Brown Napa leather, the seats are comfortable. The interior looks really good. I, of course, wish that the power moonroof was a little bit bigger to let a little bit more natural light in, but thankfully it's tinted, which you should get the front windows tinted too. And overall, it's just a nice place to be. If you're gonna spend the extra money though to get the Touring XT, the base model starts at about $29,000. This one being fully loaded for the base trim, it's about $43,000 or about $45,000 after the extra options that this one has. And for that price, you get a lot of cool things. You get power folding mirrors and you can turn them while you're driving. Of course, this is CGI. Don't do that in reality. You also have the camera rear view mirror, or you could use the traditional one. The camera one takes some time to get used to, but the clarity, the quality is actually really good. You, of course, get the turbo 2.4 liter boxer engine with the Garrett turbocharger. Gets right up to speed. Actually sounds really good. And again, really smooth. Peak torque comes on at 2,000 RPM. And this puppy moves out of its own way. I'll show you a 0 to 60 right here. 0 to 60 in the Touring XT. Keep in mind, density altitude's almost 7,000 feet, so even though this is turboed, it's still down on power almost 10%. Traction's off, brake rev, let's see what it can do. Hits really hard after about 3,500 RPM. And we already did it. It's quicker than I expected. 0 to 60 came in at a true 7.16. Without rollout, it's in the high 6s. Again, not too bad given the fact that we're so high above sea level. So a low 7-second time for being over a mile above sea level, that's pretty impressive. A lot of the muscle cars I've driven, they only do about a 5-second flat in similar elements. So this wagon is doing pretty good. My backpack's blending into the seat, having a good time. The Harman Kardon speakers, they definitely are an upgrade over stock. I wish they were standard though across the lineup. I wish you didn't have to pay extra for them or get a higher trim level, but they definitely do sound pretty good. We're going about 50 miles an hour right now. The wind is not horrendous today, but the interior, it's pretty quiet. These Adva GTs with about 930 seconds of tread, they do a pretty good job. There's not a lot of rocks or road noise, so that's cool. I'm sure a luxurious wagon like an Audi R6 Avant or something like that probably is going to be even quieter on the interior, but honestly, I don't think this is bad, especially at the price point. You're getting a loaded out, luxurious, economy-based vehicle that's really capable. Has Subaru mechanical all-wheel drive. The brakes work good, they're linear. And let's see how long it takes to catch this old 20-year-old Dodge Ram. I'll let you know when it feels like I'm matching its speed. Probably about there, and now I'm starting to gain, so I'm going to get off the gas. Yeah, this is a nice vehicle. The 11.6-inch touchscreen is not my favorite, but the updated one from 2023 and newer, it definitely is more responsive than the old one. It does have wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, has the basic heads-up display right there. It's just a bunch of flashing lights that let you know if you're in the clear, if you're in a warning zone, or the red is when you're in trouble. And if I go into adaptive cruise control, with the Gen 4 eyesight system, as you guys can see, it has this center extra third camera right here. Let's see, let's get the steering response, lane keep assist on, I mean. And yeah, it does a pretty good job to keep you in your lane. I actually want to take this corner though, so let's take this at a little bit of speed. What I don't love about this one, unless it saves you in an accident, is that right there, that little horizontal line. That's the driver focus mitigation system. And that thing will beep at you if it thinks you're taking your eyes off of the road, which I would never do, and I never recommend you if you're behind the wheel of a vehicle, but it does like to beep at you, and it's just one more Subaru safety feature. But these are a top safety pick plus for a reason. They're about as safe as it can get for being a gas-powered car. The crumple zones are phenomenal. The boxer engine is really good at kind of going underneath the vehicle if you get into a head-on collision, and there's a lot of things that make this a really good practical vehicle that's going to protect you and your family. But one of the best parts about driving a Subaru is it makes life easier. You don't have to compromise. As long as you have $45,000 or maybe a little bit less, Twin Falls Subaru will ship anywhere in the country, and everything's below MSRP, so you could work out a deal with them, and I'll link them below. But for 45 grand or less, you get a really luxurious, nice wagon feel that has fancy brown leather, which I do think is kind of funny because Subaru has all of their golden retriever and animal commercials and shows to be animal lovers, but then they have real leather. This isn't vegan leather, so I just think that's kind of entertaining, kind of amusing. So I guess they're appealing to the people who like fake leather, the people who like real leather. They're really appealing to a lot of people. But overall, it's a nice, comfortable ride. I do have a full review of this one. This is more just the impromptu driving impressions and to give you guys a little bit more driving characteristics of it. But overall, it's phenomenal. It does a full circle in about 36 feet, as I'll show you here. We'll do just maybe a half brake pedal. I got a little bit of wheel spin or wheel chirping, but also some of that was from changing direction going sideways. So yeah, full circle in 36 feet or a half circle right here, full steering wheel crank. Steering wheel, I'm not sure what I just said. Steering wheel maybe? We're not crying, we're having a good time. Yeah, 18 feet, it does really good, gets right up to speed at partial throttle. It does have the 8-speed simulated gears, so if you are not under full throttle from a stop, from a dig as it's called, you're going to be shifting through the fake gears, which I'm not sure why it's a CVT, but then they have set gear ratios to make it seem like an automatic while being a CVT. That seems to be kind of interesting to me. But honestly, it's a really adaptive system. The transmission blends the power with the, the speed changes really well. And in my own turbo Outback Wilderness, which is rated at 22 city, 26 highway, I get above EPA range almost all the time, especially on the highway. This one's rated for about 22 city, about 29 highway. So chances are you could also get over 30, if you're driving at 55 to 65 miles per hour without headwinds and things like that. But it's a really good vehicle. I highly recommend you check one out for yourself. Take it for a drive. These are a fun vehicle. And honestly, this Touring, it feels really nice. It definitely feels nicer and newer, a little bit more fresh than my Outback Wilderness. But even the leather on the steering wheel, I don't think mine ever felt quite this good. Let's maybe take one more corner and then do just a little partial throttle. Oh yeah, a little bit of chirping right there. It has a 9-foot wheelbase, so you do need to be careful that you don't take corners as fast as you do in your old WRX. But honestly, it's a fun vehicle, and if you guys liked anything you saw today, please consider liking this video, comment your thoughts and opinions below, subscribe if you haven't already and you want to watch more stuff, and I'll link the dealership below. But until next time, I wish you guys the best. I hope you take care. Go drive an Outback, but drive some other stuff too, because it's fun to test drive vehicles. Until next time, see ya.